Hey, TikTok, Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor and also on TikTok and Periscope and YouTube. YouTube address is youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. The address on Periscope is pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. And on TikTok at tiktok.com/@JKMALONE. Wow. Amazing day today. Tesla is absolutely rocketing to the moon. I mean, it is unbelievable. It's up quite a bit since when I bought it on Monday. I bought it at 9.18. It's trading over $1,000 a share. I sold a 925 call, so I will make some very good money on that. But wow, oh man, it is just it's just on rocket rails. It's just amazing. Also on today's show, I just wanted to kind of show you kind of a second chance trade on Netflix. I was a little afraid when I made the call on Friday that on Monday it opened up so much lower, and I was afraid, oh my goodness, I have, given some bad advice here. Well, that one's turned around too, and so I have a sort of a second chance trade. It's a 2-day trade basically until Friday, and it's a quick in and out trade. May not be for everyone, but again, it's kind of a fun one, I think. You might be able to pick up some money, and it's going to be great on that. So let's kind of get into it. I'm going to get the slides rolling here. Hopefully I can. Yeah, there we go. Okay, just and for those of you on TikTok, if you can switch over to Periscope, pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, you will actually see what I'm talking about on the screen right now. The market direction is just stellar. It is up again. It's 1.2%. I don't know when this is going to stop. I'm just amazed at this market action. The Fed basically came in today, and there was a good report. They basically said that they're going to do what it takes to support the economy. So this is gonna broaden the credit. And because of the broadening in credit, I think we're going to have very good action in certain sectors of the economy. One of the areas that I'm going to also focus on a little bit later here is the home builders, which for a long time have been kind of a problem. But here's the thing about the home builders: they're very, very interest rate sensitive, and it looks as if the Fed's going to hold the line. They're not going to raise the overnight rates. So it's if you're in the market for a home, this is a good time. And oh, by the way, just wanted to tell you, I'm broadcasting here from Dallas, and in the last 10 years, about 1/4 of all the homes in the United States have been built in this metropolitan area, which is kind of amazing because it's just one metropolitan area out of many. But that's part of the reason a lot of people are moving to Texas. It doesn't have anything to do with red state, blue state, this, that, the other. It has to do with the fact of the availability of new homes. And they're definitely here in Texas and in Florida. That's why some major businesses have moved there, like Toyota has moved here, and other ones, because they're kind of following where they know that the people are going to be. So very, very strong. The S&P is up. I can't imagine. I see it topping out, the S&P at 3,500, but right today it's at 3213. The Dow Jones is down a little bit, correcting from the strong up day it had yesterday. The volume is down a little bit on the NASDAQ and a little bit on the New York Stock Exchange, but the confirmed uptrend is here. We're still in the confirmed uptrend, so it's not a good time to be short on anything. I just wanted to show you the SPDR today. That's very important. What is the SPDR? Well, the SPDR is the world's largest ETF. It is about $220 billion, I believe, in value. It fluctuates all the time, but it's many people's retirement savings in this. It basically covers the S&P 500, which I think is the most important of all the indexes, and it's just powering up. As you can see, it is 321, which I really thought this wouldn't be a V. This would be a V. It wouldn't be a V-shaped recovery. I thought we would see some resistance, but every time I called for resistance, I was wrong. I don't think you want to fight the tape now. I think that we are in a confirmed uptrend. So I'm going to show you the stock trade of the day. This is a play that I did earlier this morning. Basically, it's basically 2.5 days. It's now 2 days on this basically. And what I did is I went in and I bought 100 shares of Tesla for. I paid probably a little bit more than I should have at 433.78, and then I sold an option, a 235 option, which is practically at the money. I mean, it's very, very close. And the upside potential of this is at $122. So if everything goes right and Tesla and Netflix closes above 235 on Friday, I will be $695 richer. So this is a short-term trade, but as you can see on these short-term trades, you can really make some money. And I will be getting back, basically, all of what I put in. Hopefully, if it doesn't go down too far. And I'll say this, and also on every time you want to set that stop loss as well, and I did. So this is a chart of Tesla. As you can see, it's down a little bit today, up very strongly. It bounced off the 40-day moving average, as you can see. I believe the trend is gonna go like this. So hopefully in 2 days, it will be closing right at about the 435 level. That's what I believe. I think this is the trend line. I didn't draw the trend line in here, but that's what I'm looking at. That's what I do for these little short trades. And once I find that the trend is my friend, I will put these trades in, see if I can pick up a little bit of see if I can pick up a little bit of money coming into the weekend. And then of course, once I'm cashed out, then I will be back in probably something else. These are two areas that I kind of want to highlight because of what because of what was said by the Jay Powell just about 30 minutes ago, and that is they're going to be supporting interest rates. They're not going to cut interest rates anymore, but they're not going to push them up either. So we have a situation where the interest sensitive sectors of the market, home building in particular, is likely to do very, very well. And the leader in this category currently is LGI Homes. They're a very big builder here in Texas. They're a very big builder here in Texas and in Arizona and also 15 other states. But they're a very strong they're very strong builder, and that's the one definitely you want to take a look at is LGI Homes. Now there we go. Okay, the biggest one, and this is a Fort Worth company. It's kind of a local company for us here in Dallas, and that is D.R. Horton. I also think that this one will do extremely well. It's got a 92 composite rating. This is a much larger company than LGI, but I do think it's going to do very, very well. It's in more markets than LGI is, but it tends to it's going to benefit tremendously from this upward momentum. So let me just see if I can take a question here from. Let's see. Okay, so hey, all right, man. Hi, Arnold. How are you doing? Okay. TS, US, and Microsoft, your thoughts. Okay, I'll get to that in just a second. Arnold, thanks for the question. Really appreciate it. So anyways, this sector, that definitely two of them that you want to look at, and that is D.R. Horton and LGI. I also want to show you the put to call ratio. This is an indicator that kind of shows what the general direction of the market is. And I'm going to put that up here on the screen. And there you go. And it's on the screen. And basically, as you can see, we're moving up a little bit. This red line here at 1.15, this is typically where there may be a reversal. So we have a long way to go. If this put to call ratio holds, I mean, we could see an uptrend. We could see an uptrend for the next few months at the very minimum, because that's what this is saying. That's what this is saying. As long as the S&P is going up, and that's, of course, I showed you the spider. As long as that's going up, with this indicator, it looks as if, we're in a confirmed uptrend, and that is absolutely amazing. I mean, it is amazing. That is an amazing thing. So, anyways, those kind of give you the where you can go for that. So let me take some questions from. Okay, is Baba moving up? Okay, Alibaba. I had a trade on Alibaba, and the thing about Alibaba is, I'm just not sure that is, the place to be right now because of the controversy with Chinese stock. It's basically a proxy. Alibaba is the biggest listed stock, the Chinese stock. Let me show you that chart here. I can get. Hold on, I'll get that for you. Come on, move over there. There we go. All right. So here's the Alibaba chart. Oops. Well, that's not good. There we go. There's the Alibaba chart. And basically, to your question, Arnold, it looks like it bounced off of the 40-day moving average. This is why I always talk about this red line here. This is the 40-day moving average, and the reason it's so important is because many of the program traders will buy or sell depending on how close the price action is to this line. As you can see, it bounced off. It's up again. I think that it's going to it's up $4 a day, which is almost 2%. So there's a lot of excitement in terms of China reopening its economy, and that's doing well. That's basically what sent Tesla, I think, higher, was the fact that not only had they reopened in the Shanghai plant, but apparently the sales are fantastic. Do you know that Tesla now is more valuable than all of the three big automobile manufacturers? It's just absolutely amazing. And Nikola, who hasn't even produced a car or a truck yet, it's worth more than GM. Wow, isn't that amazing? I mean, it's amazing time. It's amazing time. Okay, so let's going to look at another one here. Is Hertz. I think it's HTZ. Now here, I am not in Hertz, and it's moved down here. Okay, yeah. As I was saying yesterday, and I want to blow this chart up here a little bit to give you an idea of what we're talking about here. But this chart basically is a classic short squeeze. Okay. Remember yesterday there was all the clamor about, wow, look at Hertz, it's going to be great, blah blah blah. Well, what's happened is Hertz was shorted, and I was saying, well, I was trying to reiterate it, say, be a little bit careful because there's a lot of short interest in that. Well, sure enough, there was. And so what happened was this movement up from basically nothing, this is almost a bankrupt company, by the way, to over $5, this was the shorts that were covering. The shorts didn't want to sell. They had to sell because they weren't meeting margin requirements. And as you can see today, it's down $2.60. So this is the thing about short selling. Your timing is everything. You have to cover, and timing is everything on short selling. And as you can see, a lot of people thought that they were going to do really well, and not so much. This is why when the tape is like it is, and we're in a confirmed uptrend, you've got to be extremely careful shorting. Now, when the market's in a correction, that's all you want to do is short. But in a confirmed uptrend like this, it is it's tough to do it. So, anyways, that gives you an idea with Hertz Global Holdings. Hertz is basically in bankruptcy. I think it will be reorganized, but it's like buying a lottery ticket. I just don't know if you want to do it. I really don't know if you want to do it on that. It's just a tough, it's just a tough row. So that's why I say be a little bit careful when you're talking about that. So let's see if I can take it. Hey, thanks for Vito. I appreciate you coming in. Are you in New York? Anyways, just thought I would just sort of give a shout out. Really like New York. It looks like you're sitting in front of something for New York. So let me take a look at BETZ. BETZ. All right. So, okay. Well, I don't see anything. I can't give you. I can't give you a. I can't give you anything on that, unfortunately. Well, and if you could type it in again, I don't think I don't see a symbol for BETC. So sorry about that. I can't give you an answer. Just for fun, if you have time to take a look at Swedish hype stock, awesome 2001. Okay, this is a classic. Sounds like a classic pump and dumper. Let me just take a look at NTG. I'm not familiar with this one. I'm not familiar with this one, but again, there's so many stocks that I'm not familiar with. NTG, and it's a Swedish hype stock. Okay, well, are you sure? Okay, 22. It's down. What is this? Okay, closed-end fund in natural gas for high current income. Okay, so this is this right? NTG, Swedish hype stock, up 2,000%. I don't think I have the right one, because NTG is basically Tortoise Midstream Energy Fund. This is a blind pool. Again, I don't know if I'd be in this one. Just I don't know if I'd be in this one. I can show you the chart. Let me pull Christopher. Let me show you this chart and see if this makes any sense to you. I don't know if I'm on the right one here, but let me just pull that up here to see if we could take a look at it on NTG. I don't think this is the stock you're talking about, but anyways. All right. Oh, and also for Vito, San Francisco in the picture, but it was actually living in New York. Great. I used to live in San Francisco, so I used to live in Russian Hill on Polk Street. Actually, Polk and Vallejo Street is where I lived. So I very much like San Francisco. I'm originally from California, and Northern California is that. So fantastic. Well, great. Thanks for the shout out, Vito. Appreciate it. Now let's see. This is Round Hill Sports Betting. Okay. Oh, okay. It's sports. Okay, bets. Oh, BETZ. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I think I think you want DraftKings and not this one. Yeah, Round Hill. Okay, very good. Let me pull the chart up here. I have a chart for you, and I'm just going to pull that up right now. So there you see it. Okay, so. Let's see if I could. Oops, there we go. Yeah, wow. Look at that thing. Exchange traded fund seeking performance corresponding to Rand Hill Sport. It's an index fund on a gaming index. Wow. Oh, goodness gracious. You know what? I don't think you want to be in this one. This is just a little bit too speculative, man. Wait until this thing settles down. This is just no. I don't think you. This is just a little bit too, even for me. I don't like to. I like gambling. I like bets, but I like bets where I win, and I don't know if I could win on this one. So I don't know if this is the way you want to be. So let me see. I've been ignoring, and this is terrible because I don't ever like to ignore people on TikTok because really it's great. I want to start. I want to start. What's the best starting point? Well, here's the thing. Here's what I do. You got to get your grub stake up. And how do you do that? Well, the first thing you do is every dollar that you get. I want to put a chart of this because I did this years ago and it really worked for me. Every dollar that you get, take 70 cents of that and just have fun with that. Live, do your living, rent, food, clothes, blah, blah, blah. 20 cents of it, take it and put it into a brokerage account, and that's going to be how you're going to accumulate your capital. 10% of it, take that and stuff that and take that in cash and put that in your drawer somewhere. Why? Because if you have cash, there will be opportunities that come along. For instance, about 2 months ago, a friend of mine basically was in desperate need of cash, and there it was, and I bought a $15,000 Rolex for $1,500. Just saying. So, and I'm not trying to take advantage of anyone, but If you have cash, there always will be deals that come along. And especially in this kind of environment that's so weird, there's going to be deals. So let me just, so let's see. That's Vito. Round hill. You know what? On this round hill, and I think I'll pull back the chart up. You know what? I just don't like this chart. I really don't, and I just think that there's better ways to roll. One of them, I think you might want to look at Siri, because I do think that's a real company, and I just want to kind of show you that chart really quickly. On Siri, it's SIRI. Not that I'm touting this stock. I don't own it right now, but if you're going to play in this range, it's down a little bit, but it's actually a real company. They merged with Netflix. I mean, with Pandora, and so they have a real business. And I think that this is probably a better one. Now, I wouldn't buy it at this level, because I don't like that it's bounced off of the 40-day moving average, and it's moving down a bit. But I do see this as a range runner. That's kind of a chart that basically moves up and down onto the 40-day moving average. I would wait until this one moved to the up. Right now, this is trending down. You never want to buy a stock as it's trending lower, because that can give you that can give you difficulties. So you want to wait until this one trends up. I believe it will trend up once it moves past the 40-day moving average. So that's just an idea of a relatively inexpensive stock that I think might have some legs on it to play. So let's see. How do I open a brokerage account? Well, it's real easy. If you're over the age of 18, all you need to do is get online and go to one of the any number of the companies. I personally use TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab, but there's other good ones out there as well. I'd be a little bit careful about Robinhood, not because I don't like it, but because sometimes they have trouble executing their orders when the market gets chaotic. Just go there, and you can open a TD Ameritrade account, I think, with $300. So there you go. And initially you're not going to be buying, and at Schwab, you can buy fractional shares. So like, you're not stuck. Let's say you only have $300 to invest. Well, you can invest in a fractional share of Tesla. So that's really good. That's really a cool thing that you can do. And it's such a different world than it was when I started. So, can you respond about Gilead? This is an interesting one, Gilead Sciences. Let me see if I can get a quote on Gilead. Sorry, I didn't get right to you. GILD is the symbol on that, Gilead Sciences. Now, this is an interesting stock because it is, and it's seeking the 40-day, the moving average. So let me pull this one up. By the way, this chart is available on Periscope at pscp.Dallas Trading Floor, and you can kind of see this live. Now, this it's off a little bit today. It's at 77.15, and it's moved right to the 40-day moving average. As you can see, it's right on this line. Why is that? That's why I talk about this 40-day moving average all the time. This is a red line here. The reason this is so important is because 3/4 or more of all the stocks are traded using programmatic trading. This is why day trading is very tough to make money in day trading. I'm a swing trader, because what happens is when with stocks, they will either buy or sell depending on how close they get to these averages, and this 40-day moving average is being one of the most important ones. So as you can see, it's moved down a little bit. It's seeking this line. I would like this, before I would buy this, I would want to see it at the confirmed, again, I would see this as a confirmed uptrend, and I would like to see, I'd probably like to see it, come. I wouldn't buy this until it was back up to the 86 level, just because that typically will show that there's enough conviction. This is the problem if you're just buying totally story stocks. Gilead, in the early days of this coronavirus thing, there was a lot of interest in this because, of course, along with Moderna, they had they had some very promising things for this coronavirus. So that's part of the reason. If you buy a stock like that, especially, and this is in biotechs in general, the biotechs typically don't have a lot of income until they hit it big, and then when they hit it big, it's huge. So that's why they're hard. That's a little bit why they're harder to buy than the other stocks. Moderna is a little bit bigger company, but this is one of the areas. Sometimes in the biotechs, the best place to be is in the ETFs that have a portfolio of these. But I'm not saying don't buy the individual stocks. I'm just saying, and I had a recommendation on Gilead too, but it was way back in March when it was near its high. So I typically only like to buy stocks when they are moving up. I don't like to fight the tape. It hasn't worked well for me. So okay, so Sweet Tea picked up a $90. Nice. By the way, that's cool. I kind of like those Rolexes actually. When I was a kid, they were all fake because the neighborhood I lived in, they were fake, because people were selling them. But this is actually a real one, so kind of cool, and definitely fungible. So if you get into trouble, you can always sell it and eat lunch. On that. Okay, so what's the difference between acorns? I don't know what that is. So you probably already commented. Oh, but not about NIO. Okay, let me look at NIO. Let me look at NIO here real quick for you. Let's go hit NIO. And this is an interesting one. Yeah, it looks like it's moving nicely. Yeah, this is the Chinese this is the Chinese company. Now, here's the thing on this one. I don't know. I would on the Chinese ones, I would go probably more for a company called BYD, Build Your Dreams, not because I'm in love with the Chinese automobile manufacturers, though the market's huge. It's because I like the fact that Warren Buffett has sunk a lot of money in there. Let me see if I can get something on BYD. On NYO, I mean, it's gone up a little bit, but this is too much of a lottery ticket for me. Let me see if BYD. I don't know if BYD is listed. BYD Limited. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay, no, but that's Boyd Gaming. That's another interesting one too. Let's see. BYD. There we go. BYD Company Limited. Yeah, this is the ADFs. This is, I think. I'm sorry. This is Boyd Gaming. Okay, wait a minute. BYD. Okay, well, I didn't. Yeah. Boyd Gaming. Actually, I like that stock better than NIO. So, anyways, that's my look on that. So let's see. I have another. Wow, I'm getting a lot. Great, I'm getting a lot of stuff on. Oh, okay, Vito. How about SE? It's C Limited. Okay, let me take a look. Let me take a look at that one at SE. All right. Yeah, C Limited. Okay. Huh. Okay. Develops internet plasma considered. Wow. Okay. I don't know SE. That is interesting. Okay. So let me show you the chart. I like the chart though. I actually do like this chart. And this chart, and we kind of blow that up for everybody on the screen so they can actually see it. There we go. All right. Whoops. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I mean, look at this guy. This is not a bad chart. Yeah, this is a good chart. Seems like there's been some serious interest in it. It's actually looking fairly promising actually on that chart. So let me pull that. Oops. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I mean, this is an interesting chart. God, I just don't know. I'd like to see a little bit more conviction on it. It's got it's moved up nicely here, but what I want to see is like a cup like that, and then I want to see a little bit of handle, and then moving up. That's what I want to see. So I don't know if this is buyable right now, I think I would wait until it's a little bit higher. It's got excellent relative strength. It's got an excellent relative. Let me look at the weekly on this one. Look at the weekly chart. Yeah, look at that. Wow, look at that. That is a beautiful chart. That is a beautiful chart. By the way, this is the kind of chart that you want to buy. You want to buy the chart that's going like this, going to the upper right-hand corner. That's what you want to buy, because that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about not fighting the tape. You just don't want to fight the tape. I want to look at the intraday action on it. Okay. Well, it seems to be settling into the 92, 91, 91, 7 to 92 level, and it seems like it's being traded pretty aggressively. So I don't know. That's interesting. I really don't have an idea on that one, but I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to put that down on my watch list because I like that one. That's very interesting to me. Okay, so what's the company you're talking about? Good question. I'm sorry. It's hard to see this because I'm actually showing the charts. I'm simulcasting on Periscope at pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor, and so you can actually see this. This is symbol SE that we're looking at right now, and it's basically C Limited, and it's an ADS, so it's actually a Singapore-based company that develops internet platform consisting of digital e-commerce. So it is an Asian company, but it's not Chinese, and I think it's really strong. I mean, 92.28 is the number right now. It's up $1.50. I like the chart, but I'm a little bit. I'd like to do a little bit more research before I give any kind of prognostication on this. But let's look at it. See, the thing of it, it's in a tough group because, well, yeah. See, results are mixed, but jumps to new time high. This is there's a little bit hype on this one. This is in the same group as Facebook, and I was in Facebook up until Friday. I sold out of Facebook. I may be back in it. I love Facebook because I do think it's really the future, and that's really the kind of the area. I know that Facebook is a lot more expensive and SE is a lot more of a lottery ticket, but if you're gonna play in this, you probably want to play. I think you want to play Facebook. I do, I do, because it's got the mo, and SE is it's, I don't know, it's got a good chart, but I'm a little bit leery about it. I to be honest with you, I want to see how it's going to settle out. Here's the thing about Facebook, everybody. Facebook is setting up for actually a run higher, if you can believe that. I want to show you this chart because this chart has some very interesting. And by the way, everybody on TikTok, I'm showing right now the chart of Facebook, which I have owned, so I'm very familiar with the stock. It has a beautiful chart. You see this V-shape. Well, it's turning into a cup. This is a handle. This type of chart formation is absolutely optimal. I think that this is going to go higher. I know that's hard to believe, but I think Facebook actually may go higher based on this chart that I'm seeing. It's off a little bit today, but if you're going to be in this group that SE is in, you probably also want to look at Facebook because I do think it's a better buy. Here's another thing that I try to do in a group. I try to get the best groups that I can, and then I try to get leaders in those groups. So that's my. Okay. Any thoughts on Zoom? Okay. I was in Zoom. I don't know. I made a little bit of money on not a lot on Zoom because I got stopped out. Yeah, Zoom. Wow, look at that. That is just incredible. Okay, it's number one in this group, so go figure. Zoom 219.75. It's up $14 today, 6.97%. It's just on fire. Wow, it's just on fire. You just rarely see something that is like this. I mean, this kind of is reminiscent of when Facebook came out. It's a fairly new stock, as you can see. let's show you the weekly chart. I mean, it's only been out for 5 months, and it's setting up very nicely. It's setting up very nicely. Yeah, this is yeah, it's setting up nicely. I don't know. I'd want to see at this point. I think it may pull off a little bit. I think it's see what happens. I think it may settle down at the 200 line, but man, it is just that's strong. That is super strong. So I'll show you Facebook's. See, this is the handle that I'm showing. I'm showing you the Facebook chart here. This is the handle that you want to look for, and definitely you can see that starting to develop with Zoom as well with this. So this is a very bullish sign, and that's a good thing to look for, in a stock that you're getting ready to buy, because entering the stock at the right is the best way to go. Last time I checked out your live stream on TikTok, you were staying away from airlines and cruise companies. Is still okay? Well, here's the thing about cruise lines and airlines. People are going to make a lot of money on cruise lines and airlines. I don't like them, and the reason I don't like them is because they have a very heavy debt load. I want to show you. Let me just show you American Airlines, AAL. I'll chart on AAL. And okay, this is something you got to look for in certain stocks. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at this one now. I want to. By the way, I'm simulcasting this on Periscope and YouTube. So let me show you the chart here. It's got this blow off top. You see. It's got this blow off top, and now it's been declining. And this is the reason I don't like the airlines. And the reason is because until their business picks up, they're going to be very cash poor, and they have a lot of debt. So I just don't like that. As you can see here, I'm going to show you the debt load. All right, yeah, it says debt is 0%. That is not true. I know that they have large amounts of leased planes, so I don't quite know why that is the case on there. But yeah, take a look at that. I just don't like that chart. Let's look at Delta Airlines, which is a better airline, by the way, than American in terms of, not necessarily in terms of the airline, but look, it's down to $2.35. Again, it does this little pop up and down. This is why you don't want to buy the airlines. They just, people are waking up and saying, wow, everybody thinks it's such a deal. And then they figure out, wow, their occupancy is bad. So this is why you don't want to buy the airlines. These charts just don't look good. The only one, the best, there are some though, if you got to be in the airline space, which I don't recommend, you want to be in the very, very best, the ones that have and SkyWest is the best, but it still has the same chart pattern, which I don't like. So, Warren Buffett bailed on this one, and I understand why he did. And I know that everybody says, well, I've heard of American Airlines, I fly them, they're real nice, and Delta and all that stuff, and that's great. But man, airlines are just I would say away. Cruise lines as well. I love cruise lines. I've been on several great cruises, but I just don't think you want to be there. It's not a place that I don't think you're going to make money in the market. That's just my take on it. All right, so Nicola, don't touch. Yeah, Moderna. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. Oh, I was sorry, referring to Zoom Info. I apologize. I didn't realize that it was Zoom Info. So let me just look at Zoom Info. Let's see if I can give you something on that. Zoom Info. Yeah, ZL. I'm sorry. I apologize. Apologize on that. Yeah. Wow, look at that. That's huge. No. This, yeah, you can make money, but no, it's 53 in the group. It's oh yeah, no. You don't want this one. This is a fool's errand. I mean, this one is. Let me pull up the chart here for you. This is just too. No, this is a sucker's bet. Yeah, let me pull this up. Yeah, there we go. Boop. Okay, great. See, look at it's got a relative strength of 1. It doesn't get any worse than that, folks. 1 is the worst. 99 is the best. It's basically come out of the gate. This is a pump and dump. This is a bunch of stock operators. This is a fraud. This is a fraud. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bust your bubble, but yeah, this has gone from basically nothing to over 60. No, this is a lot of people are going to look at this and say, wow, it's going up so fast. It's great. I'm going to get in. And then tomorrow it is going to be down. No, you don't want to be in this one. Yeah, it's already down after hours, 2:33. I don't know how far it'll fall, but I can almost bet you that tomorrow this will be down probably in the 30 range. So I think it's going to probably fall at least $20 tomorrow. But maybe a good short candidate, but I wouldn't even short this thing because it's too dangerous. Just my take on it. Zoom info, I don't think you want to be there. It's just not one that is going to help you. Okay, Moderna. Moderna is a good company, but again, the problem with the biotechs is that they tend to have a lot of R&D costs. They will get a drug, and then it could be a home run or not. They're very binary plays typically. Yeah, look at that. Let me pull up the chart here and show you the chart on. By the way, for everybody on TikTok, and I'm actually showing these charts, and this live stream is being recorded, so you could definitely, if you want, just click on it and review it. You obviously don't have to watch the whole thing, but it's on YouTube at youtube.com/DallasTradingFloor, or on Periscope. I really like Periscope because it seems to be very easy to use, and I like that ease of use. That's always a big thing. That's one of the reasons why Zoom CM is doing so well, is because a lot of other people have a video conferencing, but Zoom is probably the easiest to use. So that's a big deal in tech. So that's one of the reasons I really like Periscope. Anyways, I'm going to show you this chart here for Moderna. Moderna is also one of the companies. They have this drug called Remdesivir, which is in trials right now, and it looks like it may be a possible. I don't know if it's a cure, but it's a possible thing that they can use for this coronavirus thing. And if that were the case, if this does prove out, this could be absolutely huge, and it could rocket it to the moon. But the problem in this industry is that, again, it's really binary. These companies typically don't have a lot of sales before they have something going on. Now, it's got a $23 billion market cap. As you can see, its sales percentage for last quarter is minus 48%. You say, holy moly, why would you do that? Why would you buy some of that? Well, they're spending all their money on R&D, and if they hit it, they'll hit it big. But if they don't, I don't know. It's tough. They actually had an improvement. They stopped spending. In the VC world, this is called burn. This is called the burn rate, and Moderna has a high burn rate. It's a very, very good company. Don't get me wrong, and their IP, their intellectual property, is just stellar. But they have to, it has to come through, and it has to become a actual paying product for it to make sense. Okay, well, thanks, Vito. What about Jets? It's an airline ETF. Okay, Here's what I say about buying for the long term, and I know that you're not going to like to hear this. You're going to say, "Gosh, you sound like such a jerk for saying this." But in the stock business, in the property business, you want to buy things that are cheap and going higher, right? And not in stocks. You want to buy stuff that's high and going higher. Why? Because, as John Maynard Keynes once said, in the long term, we're all dead. So I just think, I think the best way to play a market is to look to see what the market trend is, and then play it as it moves higher or lower. Yeah. Okay. Again, and I want to show you this chart again, Vito. Thanks for bringing this up. I'm not trying to. This is really how you learn. But I want to show you this chart again to show you, yes, it might be a good long term, but in the short term, and that's really what I'm concerned with. You see how it moved, and we'll see. I mean, it may move up. What I want to see in a chart like this is I want to see it move above this line here. It's a black line. It's called the 200-day moving average, and you see it's making its way up towards the 200-day moving average. It's now correcting lower. We're going to see if it bounces off this red line here. That's called the 40-day moving average, and we'll see. That's probably what's going to happen. But I would have liked the chart a lot more up until about June 5th. So far this week, not so much. I just don't like this chart because I do think that people are waking up and are finding out that, even though they would like to be in the airlines, it may not be the place to be just because, all of the airline traffic hasn't come back yet, and we're not there yet. So, anyways, okay. Do you trade Bitcoin? Actually, what I do on Bitcoin is there is a Bitcoin ETF. I think here's the problem with Bitcoin, BTC. Let me just put in BTC. This is Bitcoin. Yeah. Actually, a symbol too. Yeah. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Yeah. This is the way to play Bitcoin if you're going to be in Bitcoin, because the problem with buying and selling individual Bitcoin is that it's very hard to transact the business. So let me pull up. This is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. I've had this one on my show a few times. This is the only way I would trade Bitcoin. I'm currently not trading Bitcoin, so just so you'll know that. But let me put that. Let me see if I could give you a chart on that one. There we go. All right, so Bitcoin. This is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and this trust owns approximately. This is approximately 4% of all the Bitcoin in the world is in this Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and so it's legitimate. I mean, it's not, it's definitely something that is definitely legit, and I do like the pattern. See, this is what I'm looking for. It's above the 200-day moving average, and it's moving upward. This is kind of what I'm looking for in a chart. And before I'll buy a chart, before I buy anything, I will typically look for a chart. And it's it's got very strong action here. That's good. And it's above the 200-day moving average. This is something that you might want. Yeah, this is good. I don't trade this, but I think that there's some there on this one. I think there's some definite there on this one. So this is one that I think would be possibly a good way to go. If you're going to trade it, it's but right now I don't have any recommendations for it. Here's the problem with Bitcoin, right? At least in the short term. In the short-term economy, and that's really what you have to look at with Bitcoin, is I believe we are in we're still in a deflationary period. They're pumping a tremendous amount of cash into the economy through the Fed and supporting the market before we reopen. Right now, we're in essentially a deflationary market, and the reason you can tell that is because of the price of oil. And the price of oil is down. But as the economy reopens, I think Bitcoin is going to become a lot more valuable because it is going to be a hedge for inflation, not just gold anymore. The Bitcoin is, I think, an alternative to, I think it is an alternative to, to gold in terms of an inflation hedge. So, but I don't think we're going to see it really move up strongly. And it's moved, really strongly until the end of the year, because at the end of the year, I think you're going to see, you're going to see more movement just because of the inflation. But that's just my take on it. So, let's see. Okay, some interesting stuff here. Okay. Better than gold because it can be easily stored. Yeah, well, that's true. It's digital gold. I think you're right. I think you're right on this. I mean, Bitcoin definitely has some some great things about it. I mean, it's but and I do see I am bullish on it, but towards the end of the year more so than right now, just because the Fed has flooded the market with so much liquidity. It's a little bit more than it's the inflation is not going to kick in until later on this year, but it's going to kick in. Don't kid yourself. Price of food and clothing probably are going to go up in the United States. Rents probably, I don't know, because there's a lot of people that, I don't know about that, but I do think we're going to see more inflation towards the end of the year. Right now, we're sort of in a deflationary period. What stocks do you go long on right now? I'm only in 3 stocks, interestingly enough. I'm in Tesla, which it's done really well. I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. I'm in Netflix. I just got into Netflix today, and then I'm in a very interesting company that makes the taser. And if you can believe that, it's AAXM. Let's look at that. AAXM, is that right? Let's see if I can get that right. It's funny. I'm trading the stock, and yet I can't remember. I can't remember the name of the company. That's terrible. AAXN. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Axion Enterprise, and let me just show you the chart on that one, and hopefully it's good because I haven't looked at it in a few hours, so I don't know. Yeah, it's strong. No surprise. No surprise on this one. It had the right chart pattern. I'm typically a trend trader, so I'm looking. Yeah, nice action on this one. This is one of the ones I'm in, and I covered this. I covered this, I think, yesterday. Yeah, I did. I covered the trade on this one. Axion Enterprises, and after hours is up as well. I've got a short trade on this one until the end of next week. I do think it's going to do really well. Look at the deposit rating; it's 98. It's got a very nice chart pattern, and it's above. It's hitting all new highs. So that's the kind of stocks that I trying to present here, so that you can benefit from them, because here's the thing, folks. The market is really amazing. I mean, right now the market is really good, but even when the market's bad, you can make money. I was making money in March by shorting the spider. That's the beauty of the stock market. For the average guy, it offers a heck of a lot of opportunity to make great returns, but you got to know where to look. That's the main thing. That's just the main thing. You got to know where to look. That's all. I'm looking for stocks, the company that manufactures accessories for 5G phones. Here's what you want to look for in the 5G space. You want to look for the companies that make the RF chipsets. And there is one, I think it's UMMO, I think it's, I can't remember. But anyways, that's what you want to look for. I'm going to probably try to do a show on 5G because I do think it's really, really important. I think it's really, really important upcoming profit opportunity. Now, the stock, here's what's going to happen in that market. Everybody is trying to get positioned in that market now. Here's what I'm saying to everyone: wait, okay? And there's a very important date that's coming up, and that's September 21st, 2020. How do I know this? Well, the reason I know this is because Apple, which will probably be one of the biggest beneficiaries of this 5G thing, they have a 5G phone now. They haven't rolled it out. Why? Because the 5G networks are not in place, but they're going to be. Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint, they merged. They're going to roll it out, and when it gets ready, Apple is going to introduce the 5G iPhone. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to go buy it because it's probably going to be excellent. But don't buy the companies until then, because they will take off when the iPhone hits. So build a watch list, and I'm going to try to go through this. Hopefully this week on 5G and kind of building the watch list for 5G. I don't think it's time right now. Here's my philosophy. I like I don't want to be a pioneer. I want to be the guy that's an early adopter. So the pioneers get out there and they get, sometimes killed. And that I want to be the guy that's getting on board, but I don't want to make sure the train is already leaving the station. So I want to jump right aboard when the train is leaving the station. I think the 5G train is going to start leaving the station about September 21st in 2020. And I really believe that. And there's going to be some great opportunities. Looking for companies, RF chips. Yes. And there is this one. It's UOXO, I believe it is. I should have this on the tip of my tongue. I don't have the symbol on this one. It is a company. It's based in North Carolina, of all places. They actually have a fab here in Dallas. Oh God! And I will get this to you. So let me see if I can find. Well, let me answer a few more other questions. All right. DCA. Okay, DCA. That's interesting. Let me look at DCA. DCA. Yeah, okay, dollar cost average in a falling market. Boy, this is bad advice. Never dollar cost average in a falling market. Okay, if anyone tells you that, they're just trying to cover their tracks for making a wrong decision. Don't do it. Anyways, okay. So let's see. What are the 5G companies? Here's the thing. I'm going to do some research. Thank you. That is a really good show. And I'm going to try to do a show and an alert on 5G companies. Now, for everybody out there watching on TikTok, I have an alerts list, and I send it out to people that sign up for it. It's free. I don't sell the list. It helps me trade because it makes me do the research and then send it out to everyone. So just go to my website, www.dallastradingfloor.com, and then just put your name in there, and I'll put you right on the list, and you'll get all the alerts. And if you don't want them, you can just unsubscribe. It's MailChimp, so it works great. It's totally free, and hopefully, I'm gonna give you some trades that can make you some money. That's my game. Now, don't be intimidated. Some of my trades are fairly large, and I'm going to try to size them down. Not that everyone is trading. A lot of people are trading a lot bigger than me, but there's ways to make money in this market. So I want to put these alerts out. I'm trying to refine them to have trades. They're typically short trades. They're typically a week or 2 weeks, or sometimes 3 weeks, and they've got a definite in and definite out, and then hopefully a profit at the end. So that's but anyways, to sign up, it's really easy. You just go to www.dallastradingfloor and just put in the info. I don't even need to know your name. I prefer to, but all I need is really an email address to something to send to. So that's what I'm saying. Thoughts on play? Oh, the way you sign up for the list, again, www.dallastradingfloor, and then it just has, just sign up. So, if you can, that would be wonderful if you would. And by the way, if you are looking at me on YouTube, please subscribe and please like me. I know everyone says that, but hey, I'm learning that that's important. I'm relatively new to this broadcasting thing. I'm not the biggest. I don't know. There's a lot I'm learning, and but that's really important. I found out. I found out that's important. So please like me and please subscribe to me on YouTube. Thank you. Dave and Buster's. Wow. I don't like this chart. I am sorry to tell you this. I hate being the bearer of bad news. I'm not a negative person. I really am not. But I wouldn't buy this chart. And let me just show you several things that I don't like about this chart. If you're in it, that's one thing. If you're not, here's the one thing. It's really important. Try not, as much as you can, if you go in, if it's going wrong for you, get out because the house is burning. Don't try to, because you're wrong and I'm wrong all the time. But I like to limit my wrongs and build on my rights. Yeah, this is not a good chart. The as you can see, right before the coronavirus thing hit, it was above the 40-day. It was above the 40-day moving average. That is very strong. That's very bullish. But then, when it crossed, and this is a cross here. I don't know if you can see this online. When it crossed those lines, that is a sign that it's more than likely going to go down. And sure enough, it did. It went boom. It went way, way down. Then it kind of bounced a little bit. It's bouncing. It's above the 40-day moving average, but it's going down again. It's gonna basically, Dave & Buster's is going to retreat to about $12 a share in about 2 weeks. You watch. So I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. Okay. On the website, it's super easy to do the trade alerts. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it on the screen because, yeah, that's a great thing. I forgot to do that. So let me go ahead and put that up there on the screen. Our free trade alerts are at www.dallastradingfloor, all one word, no spaces.com, Dallas Trading Floor. So just sign up there and I'll definitely get you on the list and get it out to you. Wow, I have wasted a whole hour of your time. It's almost, yeah, it's time to go again. Thank you everybody for taking a look at my at my live, and hopefully, it's my goal. Please tell your friends about this, and it's my goal to help people like I did. I was lucky. I had a mentor when I started out about 20 years ago. To try to help them, get involved in the market. It can be a really great thing. You can make a second income. You can even make a primary income in this. And the thing is, it's easier to be it's harder to be a good engineer than it is to be a good stock trader, let me tell you. And you can make a lot more money as a stock trader than you can as a good engineer. Nothing against engineers. So just wanted to put that out there for you, everybody. And thanks again. Bye now for TikTok. I'll be on tomorrow at 2:30, and I'm going to hopefully put together something on 5G. Thank you so much for that. That's an area that I'm interested in as well, so it helps me do my research too. So bye for now for TikTok. And for everybody on YouTube and Periscope, thanks again for taking a look. And if you want to get on our list for alerts, it's www.dallastradingfloor.com, and just put your information in there. A name would be a first name or a last name would be great, and an email address where I could send it. It doesn't even have to be your main email address. I know how that is. I'm not going to sell the list, and I'm not going to bug you. But it helps me, because if I get enough people, then then my trading becomes better, and it hones my trading. So please, if you want to sign up, www.dallastradingfloor.com. Good. I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody, be safe out there. Keep being positive. I mean, there's a lot of negative people out there, but things are really, according to what I'm seeing in the stock market, things are really looking up. So keep the faith.